Hello and welcome to Halo. We start off the game with a cutscene. We're introduced to Captain Keyes and the ship's AI, Cortana. As they're talking with one another, they reveal we have just escaped a previous encounter with the main enemy of the game, the Covenant. Also during the talking, we get jumped by the Covenant themselves. We cut to a hangar where we see the lads preparing for battle. Sergeant Johnson lines up some troops to provide them with an inspirational speech straight from the heart.
You heard the lady. Move like you got a purpose.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
Once again, it is our job to finish what the flyboys started. We are leaving this ship platoon and engaging the Covenant on solid ground. When we meet the enemy, we will rip their skulls from their spines and toss them away laughing. Am I right, Marines? Sir, yes, sir!
Two random technicians begin pushing buttons as it pans out to reveal the Master Chief. Chief aura farming as he's unleashed from his cryostasis. Now we get gameplay. I was over the moon when I got to look around the room. We go to the little tutorial section teaching us how to walk and look around. Our calibration gets cut short by Keyes, who really wants us to the bridge for some
Chief to the
reason.
bridge immediately.
Captain, we'll have to skip the weapons diagnostics and
On the double, crewman.
Aye, sir. The skipper seems jumpy. We'd better get moving. We'll find you weapons later.
Okay, I'll leave the self-diagnostics running at least.
Good idea. You'd better get to your evac group, Sam.
Oh god, they're trying to get through the door! Security! Intruders in the IO2! Please don't!
Sam! Sam! Come on, we've got to get...
Myself and this random guy run down the hall together before... No! I begin to move down the corridor in a calm and orderly manner, watching as crew members are gunned down before my eyes. I keep making my way through the ship, dodging bullets and getting stuck on Marines. I follow this one Marine who kindly abandons his post to give me a tour of the ship. Chief links up with Keyes and Cortana, where he gets briefed on the events. Our ship is essentially nullified by the Covenant before Keyes tries playing the hero by saying he'll land the ship somewhere. Chief is tasked with keeping Cortana safe and getting her out of the ship in one piece. Haha, very funny. Keyes gives us an unloaded gun as if that'll help. We walk out of the room before getting jumped by two little fellas who proceed to get dunked on by my superior aim. I pick up a rifle and unload into the enemy. I teabag the blue guy to show dominance. As we move down the halls, I squad wipe the Covenant. They are no match for me. The Covenant seem to be crawling all over the ship, trying to establish holding points. However, they're quickly put to an end by my kinetic force. Walking down the halls, I get scared by Marines before turning to eradicate more intruders. The rest of the mission plays out relatively the same, consisting of walking down corridors and clearing the enemies before moving to the next room to do the same. The mission changes up a little when Cortana tells us to use the maintenance tunnels to reach an escape pod. We enter the dark tunnels where we use our trusty dusty flashlight. The rest, however, plays out the same as before. We finally reach the escape pod after wiping out tens of Covenant. We provide moral support to our troops by holding their shoulders. As we fly through space, we spot some big ass ring where the pilot decides to land on it. Very smart. We descend violently into the ring's surface, where we surprisingly end up crashing. Only Chief and Cortana survive the crash, as they are our main characters. We wake up surrounded by the carnage of the impact, before taking a nice stroll through the countryside. Interrupting our nice walk is the Covenant, searching for pods for survivors. I move very stealthily through the hills before encountering a Covenant patrol, who are quickly dispatched. After committing an atrocity, I begin walking again. We pick up a signal of survivors and head over to help. I smack the shit out of these little guys who really stood no chance. After clearing the area of enemies, they receive reinforcements. We have to hold off several waves of these enemies before we can progress. After clearing all the enemies, Cortana makes a phone call to our evac, who drops in a fresh set of wheels. Our new task is to find more pods to search for survivors. Myself and this random Marine take charge of the vehicle, elegantly moving through the terrain. We come across a tunnel, which we of course enter. I push a random button on a screen and it gives me backstory. I hop back in the car and we proceed with the mission. We enter a large room filled with some enemies. I lose aura on entrance and then proceed to drive straight off the edge. Let's try that again. We enter a large room filled with some enemies. Chief hits a sick drift while the Marine begins opening fire on the enemies. I attempt to run over many of the enemies for funsies. After we clear out the room, we need to find a way to turn on the bridge. I walk up a ramp where I hear devious giggles and then get jump scared by some red guy. He beats the piss out of me before I lock in and mag dump him. I turn on the bridge and get back in the car. We drive through the tunnels and accidentally flip halfway through. We hit some more sick drifts before we reach the exit. We drive uphill to some heroic music as I'm completely guessing where to go. Luckily, I find blue lights showing me the way. We stumble across a structure which we proceed to air out. We make our way inside and find the survivors. One of them turned out to be a traitor and pushes me off the side. The survivors are airlifted out and we move on to our next location. Again, completely guessing the route, I find more blue lights. This time we come across a pod in a large facility. We again air out the enemy and bring the survivors to safety. We begin heading to our last location, this time located in a large rocky area. I drive the complete wrong way and crash into everything as I do. We show up and I figure out I can change the graphics. We move further up the rocks, clearing out any reinforcements the enemy send our way. As I head to extract, disaster strikes. My Marine gunner is nowhere to be found. This was truly a devastating loss. We finish the mission by extracting. We begin the next by being dropped into another area of the ring. Our mission this time is to infiltrate a Covenant ship and rescue Captain Keyes. I unlock my inner Chris Kyle and begin sniping the enemy with expert precision. We air out the first enemy settlement and move on to the next. The next one went the same as the first. We had little trouble in clearing out the enemy. The third was also easy up until the end, where they unleashed 2 rabid pit bulls. However, they were no match for the Master Chief. After securing the area, we receive reinforcements and head up to their ship. One Marine says the infamous line,
"There's no Covenant here,"
before we proceed to get jumped by the Covenant. We hold our ground wave after wave from the Covenant forces. We also encounter a ninja Covenant who snuck up and stabbed me in the back twice. After we clear out the Covenant, we move further into the ship, this time reaching a door we cannot open. So Chief has to walk around to open it from the other side. Chief valiantly fights through the enemy masses and opens the door for the troops. Chief and the Marines walk down the halls, clearing small rooms as they go before they reach a large hangar. We all stand our ground to fight them off. The rest of the mission plays the same, walking through the corridors and fighting in smaller rooms. Eventually, we reach the other large room, where we fight our way through. Honestly, I don't know why the Covenant even bother. They're quite literally being destroyed by one guy. We make our way out of the room and through even more corridors and rooms, before finally making it to the brig section of the ship. I clear out the first brig section, when I realise that Keyes is literally not here, and so I leave to do it all over again. Walking down another corridor and clearing out a new brig, they employed the use of another ninja whose invisibility really worked. However, in the end, the room was cleared and Keyes was saved. He thanks us for our service before giving words of advice.
That's bad news. If Halo is a weapon, and the Covenant gain control of it, they'll use it against us and wipe out the entire human race. Chief, Cortana, I have a new mission for you. We need to beat the Covenant to Halo's control room. Marines, let's move.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
He also name drops the game. Cortana reveals what the ring is, saying it is some kind of weapon the Covenant plan on using against the UNSC. We end on the troops planning their next move. However, that will have to wait until next time on Halo. Thanks for watching.